Greetings one and all, I'm Joshua Ryan Dake back with another unboxing video, and today we have Apple's new 2024 iPad Pro. Now this is the 13-inch model, and I got 512 gigabytes of storage, and it is Wi-Fi only. So I just decided to get the Wi-Fi only model this year, and not the cellular. So the base price of this iPad was $14.99 US. So about $1,500. Okay, and you can get storage up to 2 terabytes. Get a good look at the box here. And of course, there's no plastic on the outside. It can help with waste and helps the environment. So let's go ahead and turn this around. Open this up. And there's one on the bottom as well, so I'll get this. Let's open this up, just like so. Put this off to the side, and let's take this out. And wow, I can already tell how thin that is. Just taking it out of the box, I could tell it's already thinner than my previous 12.9-inch iPad Pro with the M1 processor. So let's go ahead and take this off, flip this around. And here we have the 2024 M4 iPad Pro 13-inch. Wow, that is thin. Okay, let's go ahead and get view here. All right, so let me go ahead and get this fired up, get it started, and we'll go from there and do some comparison tests with the previous models and offer some thoughts on the new 2024 iPad Pro. All right, so I put the iPad Pro aside just for one moment, and let's go ahead and take a look and see what else is in the box. So designed by Apple in California. Okay, so we have iPad Pro. Okay, quick start guide. And here we have the charger, okay, which is a 20-watt charger. And here, since it's the Space Black model, comes with a black USB to USB charger, so that's very nice. And of course, it's that braided material that I really love. Okay, very durable. All right. All right, so now that we got the new 13-inch iPad Pro unboxed, I also have the new Magic Keyboard for the Space Black iPad Pro. So let's go ahead and get this unboxed as well. And there's a strip on the bottom here. Remove those. Turn this around. Open it like so. Okay, and here is the new Magic Keyboard. So always a big fan of these. So let's put that off to the side and we'll open this up. I can already tell that this seems a little bit lighter than the previous one that I had for the M1 iPad Pro. So let's give this a look. Yeah, there we have the Apple logo, and of course the cutout for the camera. It's that same kind of rubbery material from the previous versions. And here we have this right here. It's a little bit different for the USB connector there. So let's go ahead and put this down and then open this up like so. Okay. Take this off, see what's in here. Okay, just some basic papers, looks like. Yeah. So go ahead and put these off to the side. And here is the Space Black Magic Keyboard for the iPad Pro. And this is now aluminum, bigger trackpad. Keys feel a little bit firmer, so this is basically, it feels like a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air, right? Just a little bit more sturdy, a little bit more better build quality. Looks like there's like a rubber lining here. So I guess once you close the iPad Pro with the iPad Pro on it, with the keyboard, it protects it. And then the new thing up here is that we have these new function keys at the top. So you can control screen brightness, volume, things like that. So yeah. So here is the new Magic Keyboard for the 13-inch iPad Pro. So I'll go ahead and get the iPad Pro, see if it's finishing up, and then we'll do some more comparisons and review. All right, so now we have the Magic Keyboard unboxed for the 13-inch iPad Pro. And right next to me here on my left is actually the iPad Pro. It finished setting up, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but the new OLED display is just amazing. Very vibrant, bright. Those of you that had the 12.9-inch iPad Pro with the mini LED screen, I don't know if you're going to notice too much of a difference, but this one is definitely brighter. So let's go ahead, take the Magic Keyboard here. So we'll tilt it a little bit here, and it will magnetically clip, just like so. So we'll put it down. As you can see, the keyboard lights up. Then we'll go ahead and push this down, like so. Yeah, and you can definitely see how much thinner that is. Now that hinge there, since that is exposed, I hope, over time that doesn't scratch or anything, especially if you travel or, if you set it down here, you can kind of hear it. So if you move it around, and then also, just for fun, I have my 12.9-inch M1 iPad Pro here. So let's go ahead and get a size comparison. Yep, and as you can see, the 13-inch iPad Pro is definitely thinner. Yeah, see, that's what changed right there. As you can see, on the new 13-inch Magic Keyboard, this is more exposed, this hinge here. Whereas on the older Magic Keyboards, it had the rubbery material protecting that. So that is something you might want to pay attention to. All right, so let's go ahead, put this down, put this off to the side. All right, so now we compare the sizes of both Magic Keyboards for the M1 iPad Pro, the previous version, and then now the 2024 Magic Keyboard for the new 13-inch iPad Pro. Let's take a look and see how the size compares to the actual iPad Pros. So we'll take these guys. And the 13-inch iPad Pro is actually on top there, so I don't know if you can see that really good, but you can definitely tell that there is a comparable size difference. It's like so. Yep, right there. Yeah, so for fun, again, put the iPod on top, just like so. The iPod is actually bigger than the iPad Pro. It's pretty incredible. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get the magic keyboard again and we'll place it like so. So, final thoughts on the 2024 13-inch iPad Pro in space black. The iPad is probably one of my favorite Apple products ever. It's portable, I journal a lot, you can get a lot of work done. I really enjoy using these iPads. Now, I think, here in recent years, a lot of people are complaining about iPad OS and saying, oh, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that, it's not Mac OS, right? It's not a laptop, it's not this. A lot of whining and complaining, right? And I would argue even some of the YouTubers out there, they get excited about these products and want to be the first to get out there and test them, but they already know they're going to say, oh, well, it's going to be slow on software, right? You can't do this, you can't do that, but they're first in line to get those reviews out and everything else, right? However, if we go back and think about what Steve Jobs said in years past about the iPad is that, hey, if you all the software and those types of things, and not only the software, but the things you do on the iPad, that's gonna level out in the future and you'll be able to do the exact same things that you did before on different devices, especially this, that it's more portable, right? So granted, if you're gonna be doing a lot of video editing and music production and things like that, obviously this isn't gonna be, it's not gonna be the best thing out there, and it's not gonna compare to something like a MacBook Pro or a Mac Pro, but hey, you know what? You have Final Cut now. You have Logic Pro. You have something that you can put in your backpack that probably weighs less than a MacBook Pro and then carry around with you, right? So again, I think it's just gonna be that weird middle ground that's gonna cause a lot of people to say, is this a laptop? Is this a tablet, right? But it's an iPad. So it's supposed to complement your MacBook Pro. It's supposed to complement your iPhone. Hopefully in the future, right, it's gonna complement this right here, the Vision Pro. How can they all come together and, be a part of your workflow? And as we go back here to right here, the 2010 iPad, right, is gonna be that middle ground. So I think the iPad, just like the HomePod was, sometimes I think it's a misunderstood product. Hey, it's supposed to be just a big iPhone, right? What's the deal? But as it proved, it's very resilient. And in a lot of ways, I think it's more resilient than laptops out there. So it's just going to be interesting to see, especially now with the A4 chip in these new iPads, how AI is going to affect it. Software improvements, apps. I mean, there's all different kinds of possibilities still for the iPad. And I think the iPad Pro and all the other iPads have a promising future. I've always thought of it as something that, hey, sure, it would be nice to have Mac OS on something like this, but do you really need it? If you need to journal, if you really need to edit photos, edit video, if you have the power and the apps to do so. So, if we put Mac OS on something like this, would it get the same all-day battery life? Would you be plugging it in all day? Would you be using it differently than, say a laptop? So, I could go on and on about pros and cons of it, but I think really if we just use it for what, we want to use it for and just let it be an iPad, I think that's the key. So it'll be interesting to see, especially now with iOS 18 coming out here shortly later this year, and so it'll be interesting to see what software improvements come with it. But I don't think we should really be thinking about software differences. I think those will come over time. So, like I said, just let it be an iPad. So those are my closing thoughts there. and highly recommend this product. And I'll be happy to test this out here in the coming weeks and months and just see how it is different from my previous M1 12.9-inch iPad Pro and kind of go from there. So alrighty, well there it is, the 2024 13-inch iPad Pro from Apple. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care.